djembe. It was like a small kind of djembe.
Were you trying to create a sound that reflects?
It's a djembe solo.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
I really liked
Cool.
the sound of that drum, and rather than put a guitar solo in there,
That was cool.
I
I
gave
think
it
you
to
mentioned
him.
that, yeah.
this last one off another sort of song one is called Oxidize. It's the last one, track 12.
Oxidize. What the hell is that?
Well, it's oxidize. If you broke down that word, you're thinking chemicals. You're thinking things reacting with each other. You're thinking of like letting things breathe and settle. So, I liked that word, and it fits the concept of the song. When you hear the lyrics, you'll hear what I'm talking about.
Like molecularization.
Okay, we're not going to get into chemistry and writing out symbols.
By the way,
and
nobody
stuff.
knows what that is. And I made it very famous. There's no such word.
How does that not surprise me? All right, this is called Oxidize.
I'll let you know what I think. That's nice.
It's me on an acoustic guitar though.
Torn and slashed
This I've never heard.
into his face was the face of someone
What?
I knew, and now it's draped in blood and still wounded in hell.
Nice
A
drum part.
chance to oxidize how fast did you draw the blood and make my eyes.
That's sick.
I saw the words you told
You like it when I play heavy?
Oh, do you open up the piano or you play it with just the bar?
So you mean I pray that we can work it out.
Friend JJ on bass.
Not possible, you are who you are. You
It's almost like a motion picture set.
I have no reason for guideline. All and everything
Really cool.
Everything goes well.
That's really cool, like a vacuum. You know, there was a song like many years ago called House of the Rising Sun.
And now it's
Oh, yeah.
in love.
I know how to write.
How you know that? You weren't even alive yet.
Chance to organize how fast did you draw the
You hit your cymbals pretty hard.
I wanted that brilliance.
Oh, I like that. I like
That
that.
brilliance.
You hit your cymbals probably harder than me. I hit them, but I don't, you know. The percussion in some of the percussion parts in some of your songs is loose, so it's nice. It isn't the way you roll it out or anything. It just has a nice live feel. That song is a classic example of that. It's like really loose and everybody's having fun. When you laid those parts down, did you practice them a lot, or did you just put them down?
We knew the pattern we were going to play, and we added the djembes. We already had the drum set laid in, and so it was playing back the tune, and we laid the djembes in with it.
But not too much time went into the actual process.
We knew what patterns we were playing, and then at the very end, I just said, okay, when it goes crazy with the outro, just make it move.
Sometimes
and more
that's better
freedom,
that way.
You know.
You don't want to. In other words, if you plan things out too much, right? It's
Right.
like it just sounds well like.
Well, for the choruses, we had the pattern planned out, and then that outro, we kind of just vibed off each other.
And I don't know how I feel too. A lot of your
Yeah.
percussion parts are very emotionally wrought. They're not really like, it sounds like some studio guy came in and read a chart, which can be very generic, is that the word?
Like a metronome, not even a person
Sort of.
anymore. Yeah.
You know, I like the heart. In order to do what you're doing, and kind of do what I'm doing, Will Smith said this, I think. He's the actor, right, Will Smith? He said it right there, in order to accomplish tremendous success, you have to be completely delusional. Totally. I mean, insane, but just to have this delusion that you're going to be able to do this.
Something.
Yeah, in
Do
order to
something
do it, to
significant.
put the kind of work you're doing into
Because
that.
there's so many people that try to tear you down. You know.
Totally, and you can't listen to those people. You have to tell them.
It's been a rough journey for me going when I made in grade school even, going from elementary to middle school, everybody that was in the drum section in my grade left. And it was just me and the guys from the other elementary schools. And then when I went from middle school to high school, the same thing happened. There was like 1 or 2 people, but they wound up like leaving concert band because there was like a guy on that always like hogged the snare parts, and he wasn't a nice guy. So, but I didn't let stuff like that
Really,
hold me back.
He hogged the parts because he was better, or
No, because he's a jerk.
was he a better drummer?
No, he was a jerk. But he thought very highly of himself, of course.
It's
but,
funny.
yeah.
When I was in high school, there was this guy, Ronnie, I forget, I don't want to pronounce his name right, but he was the top drummer, and just the difference, right? And I was just on, and I wasn't going to be in a lab band yet, but he said, "Hey Jeff, come on in here." And he was playing with the band. He says, Ronnie studied with Al. Ronnie was Al's best student. And he goes, "Jeff, come on in." He says, "Sit in and play one song." And you know, I was just thought, man, I couldn't play. Like, I mean, let me play with the band. And he was like encouraging. There's a guy that's cool, because he blew me away, but he let me come in. Just the opposite.
That was around the same age as you? Yeah.
No, he was actually older than me. He was like
Okay.
a senior, and I was just coming in. He's let me play with the lab band. And, oh, I was in heaven, and like, I never got into the band because I was never good enough. But there's a hero. There's a guy that, of course, around I couldn't play, but he let me come in and play. And there's a guy, just the opposite of the guy right there. You seemed to write like he might have been like not a nice guy.
No, he's
It's a
not.
difference in attitude. Peter Greco's an example of that, if I may compliment Peter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Peter is the man. Now, Peter, right, he's fantastic, but
It's my
like,
dad.
he won't say, yeah, right, he won't say, I thought I was your dad now. He won't say, right,
It's my
oh
uncle.
yeah, you know, Peter's like encouraging and helps, and Peter, right, is a monster, but he doesn't intimidate people. Some people can be that way. So, always be nice to everybody you meet.
Yes.
Because then, right, they look to you like a nice person. And Don Famularo once said something which I like. I've been just totally flabbergasted in order that you would ask me to come here to talk about your music, because of the fact that I feel complimented that just in the sense of right that I think right I was able to put input in musically from musicians as well as just people who aren't necessarily musicians.
How long have you been teaching drums?
Oh yeah, I've been teaching drums probably since
Because I remember we went out to dinner after a clinic, and there was a guy that came out that was an older guy, and he said, "I studied with you when I was young."
That was Ed. Yeah, that was Eddie. Yeah.
So how long have you been teaching?
Since 34 years. You do fantastic teaching many instruments, right?
Yes. I'm currently
Totally amazing.
I'm teaching at 2 music schools in New Jersey. I'm working 7 days a week now. It's
Amazing.
absolutely crazy. But Fridays and Saturdays I'm at this place that I've been at for almost 3 years now. And they have me over there teaching guitar, bass, piano, and drums.
It's really cool. You get a knowledge of everything. Matt Miller, he came over to me one night. He's fantastic, you know, Matt Alsa, and he goes. He was 16. I didn't teach him, but I showed him this thing backstage at an Al Miller concert. I showed him the hurler. fills in. He goes, I'll never forget when I was 16, you showed me that. And I said, showed you what? And he just, holy moly. That's cool, right? Or to get a call right from a guy 20 years later and says, I'll never forget the Cobb 16s, those little fills in. So to get that is real cool. I'm sure you get, well, you're not older yet, but when you're older, like I am, you'll get a guy or a girl that says, I'll never forget when you taught me this thing. And then they play it, and they blow you away, and you just go, well, now that's
You made a difference.
what
Yeah.
makes the
You
world,
made a difference.
like, I get things on YouTube like that, like, I learned how to, Jules Rodino said it right. I grew up watching you, like, in Staten Island, which is really cool. I don't know if you
Blue
remember.
Oyster Cult, by the way.
Right.
Those of you who don't know Jules Rodino, he just did the drum summit with us.
He was after me, and I thought that his solo was so cool. It might almost been just total soul. He was like amazing. And I asked about it.
I hope you enjoyed your taste of another sort of someone, my new album that's coming out October 29th, 2011. I hope to see you at a show and you can hear some of the music live and come on down and say hello. I want to thank my guest for taking a listen, Mr. Jeff Van Dyke. Thanks for
Call me
coming on.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
No formalities.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was really nice to do this. Thanks. And thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks. Yeah. And,
That's all, folks.
we'll see you guys later.